So now it's my pleasure to introduce the last speaker. It's Professor Martin Schwab. We have the last issue on career evaluation and incentives for collaboration, the role of funding agencies. Professor Martin Schwab, his expertise is in the developmental neurobiology and mechanism of repair of the brain and the spinal cord. He is a senior professor and research group leader of the Institute of Regenerative Medicine and retired full professor of neuroscience at the University of Zurich and the ETH Zurich. Thank you.
Many thanks, Susanne. I'd like to look at the role of collaboration in basic science from a down-to-the-earth practical point of view in my talk. Now we have to have the talk. This is
empty. This is not great.
No.
Did you bring a new one? No.
I did.
Schwierig für die Insel, ist das schon. Sie und die haben jetzt ich habe das legal nicht mehr so gemacht, weißt du, den Bezug zum Täterinnen oder so zu nehmen. Ja, ich habe ihn ja auch persönlich sehr geschätzt.
I'm really sorry. The good news is that one talk will be less at the end of the afternoon because Beatrice Beck-Schimmer cannot come, so we have a bit of time. If you talk about collaboration, you cannot do this without talking about the second topic, also a C word, which is competition. Competition is at the heart of science, at the heart of the way how we find new knowledge, how we produce knowledge in the sciences. Of course, we have observations, we have concept theories, and as we know for a long time from epistemology, knowledge does not grow like a pyramid. Knowledge is turning over continuously. And a new observation does not only replace an old observation, it often falsifies the old observation, and the same is true for theories. So there is an element of competition looking for the best observation, the best explanation for a phenomenon, the best theory within science. Competition is in the genes of the scientific process. I said I want to look at the practical aspects of science, so the daily situation in the lab, of course, you have to have a very high personal involvement, everybody, the students, the PI, has a high personal involvement, fighting for new results and new observations and ultimately concepts and theories. At the same time, you have to continuously question yourself, is the method you're using adequate? Is the result that you've reached robust and sound? And the same is true with the literature. You see a lot of literature published. Some papers are really weak, others are outstanding. And you're continuously looking at this under the aspect of what is the best? How can I be better than what exists? Ultimately, how can I overthrow current knowledge which is insufficient and create a new understanding of a particular phenomenon? So what the result of this is that if you have outstanding new observations or theories, you get rewarded by publishing in very high-level journals. There are a number of scientific rewards, like invitations to famous institutions to give talks or prizes and stuff. And all of this also reflects on your personal career if you want to move up in the academic ladder. There could even be a financial aspect with patents and companies and stuff like that. So you all know this. Science is a merit-based system, and competition is at the base of this. So the role of the outstanding, highly achieving scientific researcher is that of a person who stands all these fights and competitions, which leads to the question, where is the place for collaboration? So if we look at collaboration within modern science, you find immediately that the objects that we are studying, be it in the biochemical, biomedical field, or elementary particle physics, many topics, ecology, are highly complex, and that a single individual can never master all the techniques, all the knowledge which is required to solve the big problems. So we, of course, in our everyday life, use research groups, teams, to solve this problem, and oftentimes these teams are multidisciplinary teams with experts from different areas. The core unit in our university system is a PI, a group leader, and his postdocs and students and technicians. These groups, again, have a hierarchical structure. So this is an important aspect. And as all of you who are leading these groups, such groups, or have led such groups know, the everyday life in these groups is a mixture between collaboration, which is absolutely essential, but also competition among people and among ideas. So the multidisciplinary teams collaborate towards a common research goal, and this collaboration has elements of collaboration as well as competition. It's a sort of complementary system. And also the funding agencies reflect this by giving special, often big, grants to interdisciplinary approaches and teams and research consortia. So the question is, this all sounds great, of course, is the world really good? And the answer is, no, it's not. You have phenomena like, I put in this citation here from a Nature editorial from last December, with the title, "Half of Cancer Studies Fail High-Profile Replication Test." This is not good news. And we all know that there is a gray zone, which is bigger or smaller, but it definitely exists, where you don't believe the data in a particular publication, or you think that the publication itself or altogether is bullshit and not usable. Within the groups, you can see competition among students and unfair behavior. It's not rare, and as a group leader, you have to deal with this, often more frequently than you would like. You have rank order fights for the author lists on the publications. The pressure, especially on young people on non-tenure positions, can be enormous. People fight for their survival in the academic system and for their promotion. So there are many aspects where this nice balance of competition and collaboration breaks apart or becomes difficult, mainly on the level of promotion positions survival. There are also competition among academic institutions, among universities, fights for money in particular, and for support. How can one solve this? First of all, I think it's important to realize that not only competition, but also collaboration is part of the DNA of academic research. So we do have both aspects, and we cannot do without them, or only with one of them. At the end of my talk, I would like to outline 3 measures. We have been asked by Bernice to formulate measures which can be translated into practical consequences, and I thought I'd take measures which do not have to wait for the UNESCO or the EU bureaucratic monster to move, but which can be put into action tomorrow. Measure number 1, collaboration, team leadership should be a very important criterion for nominations and promotions. We often, you all know it, when we screen CVs for people who apply for professorship, look at the publication list in the first place. We should also, and it's much more difficult, I agree, definitely look at the ability of these people to lead teams successfully, to lead happy teams of productive scientific collaborators and not groups of slaves. What can a university do to help people to go on this track? 25 years ago, we had the problem that many researchers who had to teach were lousy teachers. And people said, oh, he may be a good researcher, but he is really not a good didactic teacher. We ameliorated this by introducing courses. And young PDs who wanted to go into an academic career had to take courses and to give lectures in front of a video camera and look at themselves afterward. It was quite revealing, I can tell you. So why not offer courses how to lead, how to build up and to lead a research group in a way that you have a productive laboratory where there's a healthy and happy mixture of collaboration and competition among the students, among the scientists in these groups. So this would be something which is easy to do, can be enacted tomorrow. I'm talking to the president of the ETH Council here, and who will be, which will be really, I think, would help in many instances. SNF, U-Research, EU, other institutions, of course also corresponding institutions in the States, run courses from time to time how to organize a multidisciplinary network. These courses should incorporate more aspects of collaboration. So many of the things that we have heard this morning, which were very useful theoretical aspects, should be put into practice by teaching people how to do it. And then you would avoid that you have a network of groups, each one takes part of the budget, and otherwise they don't want to talk to each other because they're afraid of competition or other nonsense like this. So these are things which could be done, they can be done tomorrow, and would, I think, help us a lot in avoiding scandals where students complain that they're not taken seriously by their, or even exploited by their group leaders or group leaders complain that their science is taken away by someone else without referring to their contribution and things like that, which we all know from our everyday life. Thank you very much for your attention.